So we are starting the chapter 5 today, and it is about specialized knowledge, personal experience or observation. Let me know once it is audible to all of you. Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. So in this chapter, the author is talking about two kinds of knowledge. One is generalized knowledge, another is specialized knowledge. So general knowledge,
Right.
we all know that the general knowledge is not that very relevant in terms of accumulation of money. Means any person who is having this general knowledge will be having general, not a very specialized way of accumulating money. The general mass will be having the general knowledge and will be getting a general or a limited amount of riches. But we are talking about millions and billions, or kind of the riches which is extraordinary. So for that, definitely specialized knowledge is required. Let's hear it from audible version, and then we will reflect the chapter, the key points again. So let me start the audible.
Okay.
Today there is some lag because of the rain.
Latin word educo, meaning to adduce, to draw out, to develop from within. An educated man is not necessarily one who has an abundance of general or specialized knowledge. An educated man is one who has so developed the faculties of his mind that he may acquire anything he wants, or its equivalent, without violating the rights of others. Henry Ford comes well within the meaning of this definition. During the World War, a Chicago newspaper published certain editorials in which, among other statements, Henry Ford was called an ignorant pacifist. Mr. Ford objected to the statements and brought suit against the paper for libel. Chapter 5. Specialized Knowledge, Personal Experiences or Observations. The fourth step toward riches. There are two kinds of knowledge. One is general, the other is specialized. General knowledge, no matter how great in quantity or variety it may be, is of but little use in the accumulation of money. The faculties of the great universities possess in the aggregate practically every form of general knowledge known to civilization. Most of the professors have but little or no money. They specialize on teaching knowledge, but they do not specialize on the organization or the use of knowledge. Knowledge will not attract money unless it is organized and intelligently directed through practical plans of action to the definite end of accumulation of money. Lack of understanding of this fact has been the source of confusion to millions of people who falsely believe that knowledge is power. It is nothing of the sort. Knowledge is only potential power. It becomes power only when and if it is organized into definite plans of action and directed to a definite end. This missing link in all systems of education known to civilization today may be found in the failure of educational institutions to teach their students how to organize and use knowledge after they acquire it. Many people make the mistake of assuming that because Henry Ford had but little schooling, he is not a man of education. Those who make this mistake do not know Henry Ford, nor do they understand the real meaning of the word educate. That word is derived from the Latin word educo, meaning to adduce, to draw out, to develop from within. An educated man is not necessarily one who has an abundance of general or specialized knowledge. An educated man is one who has so developed the faculties of his mind that he may acquire anything he wants, or its equivalent, without violating the rights of others. Henry Ford comes well within the meaning of this definition. During the World War, a Chicago newspaper published certain editorials in which, among other statements, Henry Ford was called an ignorant pacifist. Mr. Ford objected to the statements and brought suit against the paper for libeling him. When the suit was tried in the courts, the attorneys for the paper pleaded justification and placed Mr. Ford himself on the witness stand for the purpose of proving to the jury that he was ignorant. The attorneys asked Mr. Ford a great variety of questions, all of them intended to prove by his own evidence that while he might possess considerable specialized knowledge pertaining to the manufacture of automobiles, he was, in the main, ignorant. Mr. Ford was plied with such questions as the following. Who was Benedict Arnold, and how many soldiers did the British send over to America to put down the rebellion of 1776? In answer to the last question, Mr. Ford replied, I do not know the exact number of soldiers the British sent over, but I have heard that it was a considerably larger number than ever went back. Finally, Mr. Ford became tired of this line of questioning, and in reply to a particularly offensive question, he leaned over, pointed his finger at the lawyer who had asked the question, and said, If I should really want to answer the foolish question you've just asked, or any of the other questions you have been asking me, let me remind you that I have a row of electric push buttons on my desk, and by pushing the right button, I can summon to my aid men who can answer any question I desire to ask concerning the business to which I am devoting most of my efforts. Now, will you kindly tell me why I should clutter up my mind with general knowledge for the purpose of being able to answer questions, when I have men around me who can supply any knowledge I require? There certainly was good logic to that reply. That answer floored the lawyer. Every person in the courtroom realized it was the answer not of an ignorant man, but of a man of education. Any man is educated who knows where to get knowledge when he needs it, and how to organize that knowledge into definite plans of action. Through the assistance of his mastermind group, Henry Ford had at his command all the specialized knowledge he needed to enable him to become one of the wealthiest men in America. It was not essential that he have this knowledge in his own mind. Surely no person who has sufficient inclination and intelligence to listen to a book of this nature can possibly miss the significance of this illustration. Before you can be sure of your ability to transmute desire into its monetary equivalent, you will require specialized knowledge of the service, merchandise, or profession which you intend to offer in return for fortune. Perhaps you may need much more specialized knowledge than you have the ability or the inclination to acquire. And if this should be true, you may bridge your weakness through the aid of your mastermind group. Andrew Carnegie stated that he personally knew nothing about the technical end of the steel business. Moreover, he did not particularly care to know anything about it. The specialized knowledge which he required for the manufacture and marketing of steel, he found available through the individual units of his mastermind group. The accumulation of great fortunes calls for power, and power is acquired through highly organized and intelligently directed specialized knowledge. But that knowledge does not necessarily have to be in the possession of the man who accumulates the fortune. The preceding paragraph should give hope and encouragement to the man with ambition to accumulate a fortune, who has not possessed himself of the necessary education to supply such specialized knowledge as he may require. Men sometimes go through life suffering from inferiority complexes, because they are not men of education. The man who can organize and direct a mastermind group of men who possess knowledge useful in the accumulation of money is just as much a man of education as any man in the group. Remember this if you suffer from a feeling of inferiority because your schooling has been limited. Thomas A. Edison had only 3 months of schooling during his entire life. He did not lack education, neither did he die poor. Henry Ford had less than a 6th grade schooling, but he has managed to do pretty well by himself financially. Specialized knowledge is among the most plentiful and the cheapest forms of service which may be had. If you doubt this, consult the payroll of any university. It pays to know how to purchase knowledge. First of all,
Okay, let's pause here
decide the sort of specialized knowledge you require and the
and we will reflect on the chapter or the subject that we have already covered. So here,
This we have already covered in the past also, if I'm not wrong.
yes,
We have, right? Because I remember reading this.
yes, we have covered actually. And if you remember,
Yeah.
author says that you need to revise it again. So we were again revising from the beginning, and this is the second go.
Okay, okay.
So
Right, okay.
it is always good. So it is not the amount of knowledge or the kind of coverage that matters. The depth of the knowledge is really important. So that is why the author himself told that you need to revise again, and we are revising. So good that at least you will remember the thing when it is getting revised. So let's quickly revise whatever we have covered so far. Today we have
Okay,
covered.
I can't see the screen. I can't see the screen. Actually, I have,
Oh, is
I
it?
don't know if it's, yeah.
So let me know once you're able to see the screen. Is it visible?
Yes, now it is. Now it is.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, great. So chapter 5 says about the specialized knowledge and the personal experience or observation. So today we have covered what is specialized knowledge and what is generalized knowledge. The general knowledge is very vague in nature, like it is available everywhere, anywhere and everywhere. And in Google these days, it is even more easy to get the information that we really need. We really do not need to clutter our mind with the knowledge, the general knowledge. That is what actually is known to Henry Ford in that age, in 1930s. So, so he says that the general knowledge will not attract money unless it is organized and intelligently directed through practical plans of action and to the definite end of accumulation of money. So what does it mean? If we revise, we need to organize. That's the first step. So the knowledge, just for the example of we might be having a lot of knowledge in our phone. We are constantly being part of many groups where the knowledge is coming. We are kind of getting a lot of ideas, and also we are reading a lot of books and sharing with each other knowledge. But are we organizing them? If we are not organizing, then we will not be able to retrieve when it is really required. And if you are not organizing, that the another thing which is there, the implicit action is like we will not be able to harness the knowledge to the best of its use. So that is what intelligently directed through practical plan of action. So all the knowledges are, the information is cluttered, it is of no use. So the first point is organize. We need to organize them. Maybe we can have a OneNote and keep all the information in a very chapter wise or topic wise. Whenever we are getting some knowledge to that area, just keep accumulating there. This is one way of organizing the knowledge which we are getting day to day, and also it gives a sense of satisfaction at the end of the day. Okay, I learned something, and whenever I need to refer, I can refer very easily. That is what intelligently directed. Then through practical plans of action, once we have the knowledge that we have accumulated, we can create some plan of action. Suppose I have the interest. So here the author is giving the interest of Andrew Kennedy, right? So what he has interest is steel business. So what is needed was kind of not known to him. So there are two ways. During those days, actually, the mastermind group is very active. Even now, also we have the mastermind group I think yesterday I have created it. Fatima, you are also a part of it. So, what is the benefit of that?
Yes.
Yeah. So, what is the benefit of that group? Whenever we need some specialized kind of knowledge, where we are lacking some information, some expertise, we can always seek the help of other members. Another way of getting the things done is from our own notes also, or from our own effort, we can get the specialized knowledge. But definitely we need the specialized knowledge organized, and some plan of action should be there. And then author is saying that what is the missing link? The education that we are assuming to be the right education is actually not giving us the right value. The education is derived, the word education is derived from the word educo means to draw out, to develop from within. This is very very important, to develop from within. But current education is mostly outward, and it is more focusing towards the extrovert things, the outside things, that is more towards the generalized things, general knowledge. But the when we are developing ourselves from within, we are very likely to develop very specifically a particular skill where our interest lies, where our passion lies. And when we focus only on one thing, we get that specialized knowledge developed to the point that we derive money out of that. And that will give immense benefit, immense, what do you say, immense result. So here he has given, author has given, he may acquire anything he wants or its equivalent without violating the rights of others. This is what actually education means, this specialized knowledge means. Acquire anything he wants or its equivalent without violating the rights of others. It is not like I am going to do a docket, or I will become a thief and do a bank robbery and get the kind of money that I want. No, without violating the rights of others. That is what actually specialized knowledge indicates. And many examples has been given of Henry Ford being questioned uh, in the courtroom, what kind of knowledge he has, and then at the end, finally, he has told very right, specifically he told that why should I clutter up my mind with general knowledge for the purpose of being able to answer questions when I have men around me who can supply any knowledge I require. So he has all his associates. Now actually we do not need any associate. We have Google. So whenever we need anything, any general knowledge, we can just go to. Even now AI chats are also available. So we can have all the information at our fingertips. What is required is specialized knowledge. Where my interest lies, where my passion lies, I need to focus only on that area and just develop the skill in that aspect. That will bring the difference. This is the crux of this particular chapter till where we have completed. And here the example says that any man is educated who knows where to get knowledge when he needs it and how to organize that knowledge into definite plan of action. This is the education, the definition of education that he has, author has given. Very, very apt definition. Before you can be sure of your ability to transmute desire into its monetary equivalent, you will require specialized knowledge of the service, merchandise, or profession which you intend to offer in return for the fortune. This is a must. If we have not accumulated that specialized knowledge, then fluke cannot survive us for a longer time. In long run, it is not going to be useful. So perhaps, and this is what actually we discussed, not everyone can have every knowledge. We can always get the help of the mastermind group. We can always get the help of the books which are having those kind of specialized knowledge. And this particular paragraph is also very important, where he says that author says the accumulation of great fortune calls for power, and power is acquired through highly organized and intelligently directed specialized knowledge. But that knowledge does not necessarily have to be in the position of the man who accumulate the fortune. So not everyone will be having everything. The person who is going to get the accumulate the fortune, he should know how to get it intelligently, the specialized knowledge. And we need not to actually have the inferiority complex that I few people have this inferiority complex that they have very less education. In the current age, the context is not that relevant. Most of the people are highly educated, but again, that education it doesn't matter much. But in any way, we should not have the inferiority complex. For the current age, what is more relevant? We should not have the inferiority complex that I do not have the education that is required for me to gain the kind of riches that I need. At our fingertips, everything is available, and at any point of time, we can gain that. We just need to have the focus and understanding what need to be done, and from where I will be getting every help that I really need, every information that I really need. That is what actually in the last paragraph he says. Specialized knowledge is among the most plentiful and the cheapest form of service which may be had. If you doubt this, consult the payroll of any university. And we will continue from here. It pays to know how to purchase knowledge tomorrow. Before we end for the day, one line at least you all can say, which actually is kind of clicking you or clicked you, the takeaway.
Hi, because
Yes.
and hi. Yeah, and first time I'm just joining this session, and this is really a kind of. I mean, though we are talking about um, uh, knowledge, where it is categorized into two. One is general knowledge, another one is a specialized knowledge. So the effort what we are doing now, where we are reading a book and understanding the paragraphs. So that I would say is the specialized knowledge what we are gaining in. And this is what I understand, and we are focusing on what we are going to learn from this. So that is more of a specialized knowledge, and that would attain our goal or what we are planned for. So that's a key what we are what I understood from this particular paragraph.
Very well said. So this is the real education.
Yeah.
The education which actually is intended to develop us from the within, from within. So with this education, by applying this education, we will be kind of able to understand what else or where actually our interest lies. We will be able to discover that, and we will be able to gain more of the special knowledge in that aspect. So this is the education that this is the real education which we are now accumulating. Thank you for sharing, Arvind.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no problem.
you want to share anything, Fatima ji?
Yeah, basically, this line that an educated man, our definition of educated man was very different of what I had in my mind till now. But this book says that an educated man is one who has so developed the faculties of his mind that he may acquire anything he wants or its equivalent. This is what I could read.
Correct.
So till now, it was a man who has good knowledge, general knowledge, or a good degree, or completed various levels of education. I think that was someone who was considered an educated man till now. I used to think that.
Yeah, great. That's really
Developing the faculties of the mind has never really been taught in the system also, and never even occurs to us also that we need to develop our mind in such a way.
yeah. We need to develop from within, from
The
within.
system, education system doesn't enlighten us much about this.
Yes. So it's really a good opportunity for us to detail go through the chapters and dig more into it. so that we can get the right kind of education which will take us to the dreams that we have. So do join the sessions tomorrow. Every weekdays we have the sessions, as I've already mentioned. I think Arvind, you are joining for the first time. Every day actually there are some new people and sometimes new old. And today actually I have a glitch. Actually some my system got crashed, so it got little delayed. Sorry for that. Tomorrow we'll be having at 1:30. We'll be having the same session. Thank you all for joining. See you tomorrow.
Sure.
Thank you, Bikashi. See you
Thank you.
tomorrow.
Thank you.